Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my 2 informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And guess what, guys? Kenobody popped back. The Padawan decided to try to become the master. And he popped back to my video about his bench press form the other day, so let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. You know, we're going to make this an informative video also. So I'm going to go ahead and flip in his screenshot of what he said. And he's like, well, you know, I touched my low chest, and I'm going to prove in a minute that he didn't so that people understand basic biomechanics. And oh, you're just whatever because you're weaker. I'm stronger than you while weighing 50 pounds less. And it's like, really? What are you, like 160 or something? I thought you weighed more than that. But kind of funny, because he's going to stand there and try to pull that card like he's stronger than me based upon the least important strength exercise for comparing strength, when he actually isn't. And we're going to get to that in a second. Now, what I want to point out there, though, by the way, Kenobody, when you're comparing bench press strength, only pause bench counts, not bouncing, not touch and go. All competitive endeavors are done with a pause so that you can actually compare people based on the same lift. I got videos of me up, since you don't want to talk about maxes, you're doing rep work. I've pause benched. Doesn't matter that it's closed grip or not, it doesn't matter because, you know, bench is a bench. I've got videos of me pausing for a full second on my chest, 315 for 5 reps, with a 1 second pause on the chest on every rep. Bench is my worst exercise. Okay? Bench is my worst exercise. It always has been. So, I'm not sure why you think you're stronger than me. Furthermore, you're not 50 pounds lighter than me. Technically, I always compete in the 220. I weigh 220 right now walking around. It's not 50 pounds unless, what do you weigh? I thought you were in the 180s. You're not very good at math, bro. And the other thing, if you're going to say that weight matters, because it does in competition, you're going to have to say age matters too. Do you go look and see how many bonus points I get for my age? Because I'm not one of you young pups in your 30s. I'm an old dude. I get bonus points for my age in competition just like you get bonus points for weighing less. So if that's what the case you're going to make, you might want to factor that in also. Now, that being said, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this. Because this is really crucial to the point. When you have a YouTuber with a massive following who is selling programs, selling program books, they damn well better know what they're talking about. And in this case, he doesn't know how to perform the bench press. We covered that already. He doesn't even know where he's touching on the chest, and that's scary. Now, I've got this piece of yellow rope, so it'll be easier to see on my black shirt. Now, if you guys look at the photo, just a screenshot of where he touches. You guys see that? All right? Look at where his elbows are. Look at his elbow flare. We're going to get a little lesson in biomechanics. The low chest and the only safe place to touch on the bench press is below the nipple line. If you touch your nipple or higher, it is considered to be a counterindication. It's a risk of rotator cuff injury. Now, if you look at where he's at with the elbows at the bottom, he's all the way up here, right? Anyone got that? I can't even do that because I don't bench that way because I'm tucked. He's way up here. All right, here's the line. That's where it is. And actually, he's way up here like this. You guys see where that is? My nipple is down here. All right, this is up here. I'm a good 3 inches above my nipple line. All right, a good 3 inches above my nipple line. In other words, assuming, and we do know humans are built pretty similar, assuming that he thinks that's the low chest, that means he believes that 3 inches above the nipple is considered to be the low chest and a safe way to bench press. Now, the problem with the elbow flare is what? The amount of internal rotation it creates. In other words, this happens, right? Because the elbow flare causes internal rotation. Now, internal rotation is this happening, right? We want to avoid this on the bench press. Internal rotation of the shoulder. Now notice with his arch, the amount of internal rotation he has. Because it looks like, he's like, oh, his forearms are parallel with the floor, so they're 90 degrees from his torso. They're not, because he's arched way up, and then they're up like this. The amount of internal rotation is excessive. The amount of elbow flaring is excessive. This is a rotator cuff injury waiting to happen. Now, I've already pointed out he doesn't know how to set up safely. He doesn't know how to lower the bar safely. He doesn't know how to settle in safely. The point of contact is causing the elbow flare. If you touch the low chest, I don't care whether you're closed grip, look, low chest. Notice the lack of elbow flare, right? Your elbows can't flare on the low chest. Look at that. It's really hard to do. If you come to the low chest, which is down here, not up here where he is in the video, your elbows almost can't flare. So by controlling the bar and bringing it to the low chest or even the upper abdomen, you remove that flare out of the elbow and you remove the internal rotation by default. You don't have to think about it. He is flaring because he's coming to his upper chest. Coming to his upper chest. Now you consider this, the stretch that happens there and then the internal rotation that happens. Touch and go benching is responsible for the vast majority of the pec tears that happen. This is horrifically bad. This is horrifically bad technique. And I mean, people are like, well, I see pro bodybuilders do it. Really, look how many injuries pro bodybuilders get. Don't get your advice from those guys. And that's the scary thing. We have someone here who is selling programs to people and giving professional advice and actually charging money for it, who doesn't even know the correct bar path to safely bench press, doesn't know how to set up to safely bench press, doesn't know how to unrack safely. As I've talked about before, the bench press is probably the single most dangerous exercise. Single most dangerous exercise. And rather than address that, he wants to make ad hominem attacks against a master strength athlete and really wants to pretend like he's stronger than someone else. It's like, bro, let's see your other numbers. How much do you squat? How much do you deadlift? How much you push press? All right, you don't get to use touch and go bench press as your mark of strength. It's exclusively an upper body exercise. And touch and go doesn't count. It's an upper body exercise. What are your other lifts? What do you power clean? That's the thing. This is a guy who talks about building superhero physiques. How do superhero actors train these days? What are all the actors playing superheroes? How are they training? Anyone look at how they just had guy train for Hellboy? Anyone look at Jason Momoa? Anyone look at their training of the superheroes lately? The stuff that really comes out, not the fake articles. They're real trainers. Mostly 5-rep sets on big basic barbell exercises. Squats, deadlifts, bench press, weighted chin-ups, rows. 5-rep sets seems to actually be the way a lot of these guys are training. Now, this is a guy who wrote this superhero book, which I saw a free copy of. I scanned over it because there's free copies of it floating around. Now, it's charging like $50 for this book. It's all stolen from Martin Berkham. Like, almost everything in the book is directly plagiarized from Martin Berkham, other than using less effective exercises than Martin recommended. Is just Martin not have an impressive physique? Martin squats and deadlifts. Where's the squats? Where's the big barbell work? And he claims, well, squats will make you not look like a superhero because of the way they'll build your thighs. You not looked at the thighs of any comic book characters? And you really think someone is going to perform like a superhero? You know how you perform like a superhero? Train like one. Train to be strong. Train for absolute strength. Superheroes are strong. And historically, the guys who trained that way, big heavy barbell movements, who watched their diet, because you can be a fat powerlifter or you can be a really lean powerlifter. All right, most of your comic book characters and superheroes look more like strength athletes. They have athletic physiques. They don't have bodybuilder physiques. But all these guys, with the pros are training, they were having them do barbell work. And you've got this guy who's telling people, no, you don't want to do barbell squats. You don't want to do barbell deadlifts. Well, then you're not making people strong. You're not making people strong. You get strong. Yeah, bench press can help you get strong. Bench press is a good exercise, but you get strong by heavy standing presses of different types. Heavy barbell squats, heavy deadlifts, heavy power cleans. All right, that's how you get strong. Doing touch and go bench press with crappy form with a decently heavy weight isn't strength. It's displaying ignorance, not strength. And again, if you're really going to compare people's strength, or you're going to talk about being strong, you need to be strong all the way across the board. You need to be able to pick 3 or 4 random classic lifts and display some strength on them. That's what strength is. Absurdity that a guy really and truly wants to compare himself to other people. A guy who doesn't squat, a guy who doesn't deadlift, a guy who doesn't do the basic exercises that athletes of all calibers around the world do, doesn't do any of those, and then actually wants to talk about strong based upon a touch and go bench press. Jesus Christ. I mean, the level of ignorance and the level of arrogance from someone who really and truly doesn't have their own material, doesn't know what the hell they're talking about, is actually plagiarizing and selling other people's work. Selling other people's work. Like completely plagiarizing Birkin. But taking what's there and making it less effective than what Martin actually had. That superhero book is actually inferior to Martin Birkin's lean body approach, even though it's plagiarizing it. And charging people money for it. The audacity of it. The audacity and the arrogance. It's just ridiculous. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not going to matter, because this kid is going to destroy his body. The way that he bench presses, the way that he's doing it, I'm surprised he has gotten. That's why some people are saying it might be fake weight. I don't know if it's fake weight. Might be, might not be. I'll take him at value for it. But if it's real weight, if that is actually 300 pounds on that bar, and it might be, doing it the way he's doing it, he is not going to be in this game much longer. And when he's busted up, and you see the big surgery scars as they go in and scope his shoulders and everything, that might be the end of Kenobody. That might be the end of Kenobody. The bench press is going to be his Anakin Skywalker. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.